I've had this painting for, I don't know how long it's been, since last year. It was one of those that I got started. As you can see, I have a base of acrylic here, and I've added on random collage pieces, very few collage pieces. It has some marks with tempera paint sticks. I don't know what happened. I either got a little frustrated or something else distracted me, and I never got back to this painting. Today was the day where I thought, I'm going to see what I can do with this, because it will be interesting to see how this becomes something completely different than it would have been able to become when I actually started this. Some pieces get started early and then get finished much later because it just wasn't time. So I'm going to get going on this, and we'll just see where it lands. Hi, I'm Mary Beth Quinn, a mixed media collage artist, and here you see me 1 year ago just putting the first paint marks on this painting. The one that is the subject of this video is here on the left, and I'm just randomly choosing colors at this point and making some marks. I just want something to work with, basically. So that's what you see me doing here, and now we're going to go to present day, where I have finally pulled this painting off the wall and decided I want to do something with it. Now I'm just generally doing blocks of color with my collage papers right here, and I'm searching for something. The way that I have decided that I really like to paint best, and I've just done this over a series of years, is that I don't like to have, in general, a specific idea about what I want to paint. Now, I may know that I would like to paint a floral, so that's the case here, but I don't know, I don't have like a vision of exactly what I want it to look like, or is it just going to be flowers that pop up here and there, or will it be a vase of flowers or a field of flowers? I just generally try to respond again to shape and color and texture, and put a lot of stuff onto the canvas and wait until something catches my eye, just catches my eye and tells me where to go. So, you know, the temptation can be that gets uncomfortable not knowing where you're going, and so in the past I have just, out of that discomfort, decided way too soon. So now I might be putting down these shapes of paper that I know will probably be flowers, but I really try not to decide what it's going to look like. And I just keep placing things and until I get that ping. So that's why I just turned it around, so I wouldn't get attached before that genuine, the painting is speaking to me now feeling. So I'm just trying to lay down the papers that I feel like blend things together, and I'm waiting for that moment. I pretty much am deciding at this point, I think, that the pink and the rust color in the bottom, the vertical stripes, look to me like a vase. I'm kind of liking the idea of just these flowers spilling out of that vase. And so I'm adding some little botanical figures here on the left that will sort of come out of that darker space and just sort of float into that more neutral space there on the left. So that's what I'm doing there, and adding some pieces that I can accentuate more later on. So here you see me with a tempera paint stick, and I'm just filling in some of the centers of these flowers, reinforcing some of the marks, and beginning to, with my mark making, flesh out the distinct figures in this painting. Now I have my Caran d'Ache Neocolor crayons. I'm sketching around some of these flowers to make them a little bit more defined, and just generally seeing what the layout needs to be. So I'm still just placing things in to see what happens. I'm sort of searching for those elements that will bring things together, but I'm also really writing that line between abstraction and representation. I want it to be somewhere in the middle. And so I'm constantly playing with defining and then also making it less specific. So here you see me with some watercolor. I'm just accentuating some deeper color on some of these papers and pulling out my Caran d'Ache crayons and making some marks. If you get up close to the surface, you can see all these wonderful tiny crayon marks that are just really add some detail and interest to the painting that I love. And then I'm using this watercolor to deepen some shadows, make some centers in the flowers. And it's nice, it's a nice subtle addition to the painting that I've really started doing a lot more of. I add those watercolors near the end, and I really like the effect that they have. So at this point, I am really thinking about what I can do next, what it needs next, and I've been thinking a lot about value. You know, I'm a self-taught artist, and color value is not something that I have understood a lot about or even had a lot of instruction about. And so I'm really trying to learn more about it. And so I've been in the last few paintings really trying to pay attention to that and notice how it affects the balance of a painting. So here you'll see some close-up of the surface, and it's not as balanced as I want it to be. It's close, but it's not quite right yet. So I'm really thinking about what I can do next. And so I'm going to employ a tactic that I saw somewhere else. I'm going to take a picture of this painting, and then I'm going to pull all of the saturation out of it so I can see the value of the color just in lights and darks, because that's something I can't just see with my eye when I'm looking at the color. So here I see all this wonderful color in the upper right, and I want to pull in a little bit of it here in the bottom left where those arrows are. So I pulled the painting down and I added those. You can see it in the after. In those places, I added in some green that was showing up as a really dark value. And there are the changes that I made there on the left. Again, I can't really see them when I just look at the color, but after I just responded to what I learned in the desaturated picture, I really did notice that it made a huge, huge difference in the balance of the painting. So I will definitely be exploring so much more of that. I have so much more to learn, and I'm excited about learning it. And I'm really happy with this painting at this point. It's called The Company I Keep. It's an 18 by 24 on canvas, and it's for sale on my website right now. And I was very happy with the whimsical nature of it. And here it is in a mock-up, just showing it in a frame in an actual setting. And here is my scaled up version where I like to dream about how I can take these paintings and make them larger. And if you are curious about this process that I use, I hope you join me in the Layered Botanical. I will leave a link to the class in the description, as well as a link to the free webinar that I'm doing on Thursday, July 25th, all about connecting with your creative purpose and just aligning with your best work, as well as the link to my favorite art products and materials. I love to play with art products, and I love to share them as well. So once again, thank you so much for spending your precious time with me, and it's always an honor.